If their absence brings you peace, you didn't lose them. There was a time when I believed every ending was a loss. If a relationship faded, if someone stepped away, if a friendship dissolved, I assumed I had failed somehow. I replayed conversations. I questioned my worth. I wondered what I could have done differently. And sometimes there were lessons to learn. Accountability matters. Growth matters. Self reflection matters. But there came a moment when I noticed something I could not ignore: peace. Not immediately, not dramatically, but gradually, quietly, consistently. The absence of certain people or situations brought calm instead of chaos. And that realization shifted everything. Because sometimes what we call loss is actually relief. Peace is powerful information. Peace is data. If someone's absence lowers your anxiety, reduces tension, or allows you to feel more like yourself, that is worth paying attention to. It does not necessarily mean the other person is bad. It simply means the dynamic was not healthy for you. Not every connection is meant to last forever. Some people enter our lives to teach us boundaries. Some show us what we need. Some reveal what we deserve. And some simply outgrow alignment with who you are becoming. That is not failure. That is evolution. Growth changes relationships. As we grow, our needs change, our values sharpen, our tolerance for certain behaviors shift. What once felt normal may start to feel draining. I experienced this firsthand. As I committed more deeply to healing, honesty, and self respect, some relationships no longer fit. Conversations felt forced. Energy felt mismatched. Peace felt compromised. Letting go was uncomfortable at first, but staying would have been more uncomfortable in the long run. Growth often requires recalibration, and that includes relationships. Letting go is not always rejection. It is easy to interpret distance as rejection. I certainly did. But many times, distance is simply alignment adjusting. Sometimes two people are both growing, just in different directions. Sometimes timing changes compatibility. Sometimes healing requires space. And sometimes peace requires distance. Recognizing that helped me release resentment and guilt, because letting go can be an act of self respect, not hostility. You are allowed to choose peace. I used to believe choosing peace was selfish, that maintaining relationships at any cost was the kinder choice, that discomfort was part of connection. But chronic tension is not connection. Constant anxiety is not intimacy. Emotional exhaustion is not loyalty. Peace is not something you earn by enduring discomfort. It's something you protect by making aligned choices. You are allowed to protect it. Absence can clarify value. When someone leaves your daily orbit, clarity often follows. You see patterns more clearly. You notice emotional shifts. You understand what you are tolerating versus what you truly need. Sometimes that clarity leads to reconnection later in a healthier way. Sometimes it confirms the separation was necessary. Both outcomes can be valid. The goal is not permanence, the goal is well being. Loss and relief can coexist. It is important to acknowledge this nuance. You can miss someone and still feel more peaceful without them. You can appreciate what was while accepting what is. You can hold gratitude and boundaries simultaneously. Human emotions are layered. Allowing that complexity creates emotional maturity, and emotional maturity supports healthier future connections. Choosing peace supports growth. Peace creates space for clarity, space for healing, space for creativity, space for joy. When your nervous system is not constantly bracing for stress, your energy becomes available for growth instead of survival. That shift changes everything. And often it begins by acknowledging that peace is not accidental, it is intentional. Slay reflection. Let's reflect, Slayer. S. Have you ever felt more peaceful after a relationship or situation ended? L. What did that peace reveal about your needs or boundaries? A. Are there dynamics currently in your life that feel more draining than supportive? Why? What step could you take to protect your peace while remaining compassionate? Call to action. Join the conversation. I'd love to hear from you. Have you experienced a situation where someone's absence created unexpected peace? And what did you learn from it? Share your story in the comments. Let's cheer each other on. And if you know someone navigating change in relationships, send this to them. Sometimes all we need is a nudge. I'm Carrie Genzel, reading a blog from stateofslay.com. Slay on.